Welcome to a muzzled chat. All right. Hope everyone's having a awesome Friday and you have some fun plans for the weekend. I have a guest here. Well, that's super busy. You're super busy. You have so many clients and you're doing so much and you travel a lot for your job, all sorts of stuff. So it's just been challenging. I get it, to work around schedules and get people in here. But I've been super excited because I constantly seen you get after it, and I see your clients and in the gym and how committed they seem to be. You have just like an awesome energy about you, and
Thank you.
you're fun to talk to, you're comfortable to talk to. And when I've actually tapped into, say, some of your knowledge on the fitness side of things, like I get impressed more and more with your wealth of knowledge from fitness, nutrition, just everything wellness. So that's where I was like, man, it'd be so awesome to capture some of your knowledge on this podcast and have you on here. So without further ado, BERANIA. I'm so terrible like pronouncing your name.
It's fine. It's BERANIA.
BERANIA.
Yeah. It's a difficult name. It's fine.
But it's beautiful. Here, we'll even kick this off again because I know that just kind of eases into conversation.
Yeah.
So you've been a trainer now for how long?
For a trainer, 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, I got my certification last year in September. So I went to an institute for 6 months. It's called MPTI.
Oh,
Best personal training institute you could ever go to. Anyone who's looking for their certification, I highly recommend it.
wow. Okay. What? Let's dive into a little about your story. Like, what kicked you off, like, into that career path and drove you personally to want to help others in their lives?
I just one day, well, the reason I did it because one day I was like at work because I was like an insurance agent and I was working with my coworker once and I was just telling her how I was just tired of working in sales and I was just venting to her, basically telling her I sometimes like hate it here. I only like the money, but like I'm just miserable here, but I'm good at selling and I'm good at like I've always been a people person. Like for some reason people are always so attracted to me. So that's why selling insurance, like renter's insurance, auto insurance, etc., like was so easy for me because people just love the way I speak to them. I've always been like that. I'm very like you stated, like very good at like understanding and like being empathetic, etc. So I've always been good with people naturally, even as a child. Like people are just always attracted to me and like my energy. But yeah, she once she told me like, well, what do you like to do? She's like, you like working out, like you love working out. I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, well, she's like, you train us sometimes when we go to the gym because a lot of my coworkers and my friends, I started bringing them into the gym because they'd be like, oh, like I have these goals and I wish I could do this and like I want to lose weight or blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, don't go to the gym just to lose weight. Like go to the gym because it's like for me, it's like therapy. That's why.
Right.
So she was all like, why don't you become a trainer? And then I laughed and I said, I'm too like small to be a trainer because I'm like, everyone says I'm more of a petite bill or whatever. And then she started laughing. She's like, it doesn't matter. She's like, I've seen trainers all sizes. And I was like, I'll check out some schools, see whatever, you know. And I did. And I like, you know, like registered to like probably 4 or 5. And then one that was MPTI
Mm-hmm.
right away, like the director, the school director, like emailed me back and said like come in to like, you know, get like a tour and like we could talk about the school, what the program offers, etc. And I met him and we really hit it off and he asked me, why do you want to be a trainer, like what's your story? And I told him, I'm like, oh well, I had an eating disorder. He's like, what kind of eating disorder? And I told him anorexia and bulimia, like very extreme. He's like, my wife, he's like, she had
Wow.
extreme anorexia and bulimia. He's like, it took
That's
us
a
like,
serious thing.
yeah.
Right.
And he, like, we understood each other. And he's all like, so what do you want? Like, if you were to become a trainer, he's like, what would you want out of it? Like, what is your why? And I said, I just want people to, like, be happy with themselves and, like, fall in love with something that I fell in love with. And I was all like, I feel like me going to the gym and, like, lifting weights, like, really helped me a lot. especially because I always wanted to be skinny, like
Mm.
all the time, like skinny, skinny, like, skin to bone skinny, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I used to weigh, my lowest weight was 70 pounds.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it was bad. But I mean, I'm over that. I don't really care. Like when people ask me like why I become a trainer, like I'm very like open to talk about it. It's like a very real raw topic that
Mm-hmm.
people don't like to talk about, or if they ever speak about it, it's like people like feel like we're going to be sensitive to it. Like you don't have to feel for us. Like
Mm.
we know like each person has their own story. Each person
Right.
has like their own way of like how they dealt with it. Me personally, I was like the kind of person who like be closed off, like things like that, like never mentioned it to anyone, like to
Right.
everyone else it was like she just likes to like work out a lot and like eats very very healthy, but I'll go like days without eating and stuff like that, and like
Wow.
and when I would eat, like I'd like eat everything in sight, like everything
Wow.
inside, and I'd just go throw it all up, and it was just a toxic endless cycle, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've gotten better. Like obviously I got better. I basically, when I kind of realized I needed help outside of like me saying, "Oh, like I'm going to stop," but you can't just go cold turkey. Like you say you'll stop, but you don't. You
Mm.
don't. You never do. I dealt with it for years since I
Mm.
was 14. Yeah. And
Wow.
then when
What do
I
you suppose started that? Was it just magazines and models, or
no, no, no. It was no, I was 13. Oh my gosh, cuz I was in 7th grade. Damn.
it
That
could
was for
have
a long
even
ass.
been like bullying or something?
So when I was younger, I did
That's
get
young.
bullied a lot. Like all elementary school, I got bullied all the time. I always got picked on because I was like dark skinned and I looked Asian, and then like I had like, yeah, like it was just like
Wow.
weird shit, you know what I mean? That like I
Yeah.
got bullied for, and then like I was always a tomboy because I grew up with 3 older brothers, and it
Mm.
was just my little sister and I, like my younger
Wow.
sister and I, and I was just always a tomboy. Like I was more into sports, or I was more into like anime, and like all the other boys liked anime. I was more into like playing cards, things like that. I was just more into like that kind of stuff. But I'm still a girl, you know what I mean? Like I'm
Right.
still a girl. And that's another reason why they would make fun of me, things like that. I don't know. So I just got picked on a lot.
Be a hard thing to even
Yeah,
figure out, really, what put
yeah,
you down that path. But my hat's off to you for acknowledging that, yeah, it was kind of toxic and it was just a roller coaster.
yeah. I was all over the
Cause
place.
now, what I see every day is like you're the Energizer Bunny. You're in there with always smiles on your face and this positive energy, and you're multitasking all
Yeah.
day with your clients and then saying hi to everyone and welcoming. It's a gift. It's a gift to us members, and it's
Thank you.
it's just an awesome skill.
Yeah, I like used to have really bad anger issues. Like now, like
Really?
yeah, like I never, I think, and like my anger issues were because of the bullying. Like I would fight everyone because I knew how to fight. Because my brothers and I, they'd wrestle. Like my brothers are way older than me. My oldest brother, he's 7 years older than me. The second oldest is 6. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it was like a big age gap. So they'd like wrestle with me. They taught me how to fight, how to protect myself, etc. So I'd like always get in fights. Yeah, I was bad.
Mm.
And it was like my mom would defend me because she knew I got bullied, but school and kids suck. They just literally suck
Oh my
sometimes. They
gosh.
literally suck sometimes. They'd be like, "Your daughter beat up these 2 girls." She's all like, "Okay, but what were they doing to her though? She doesn't
Right.
just go beating up random people for no reason." And then she'd be like, "Are these the 2 girls that she kept telling you guys that were bullying her?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's these two that kept like pulling my hair in class. Like they do stuff in
Yeah.
class. That way I couldn't say
It's
anything
a
and make a scene."
wonder how we all
But
even
by the
make it
time,
through all
yeah,
that.
by the time we
That's
were at
crazy.
recess, it was over for them because I was out there dragging their ass. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, it was bad. I'm telling you, like, I had really like bad anger issues. I knew how to deal with them afterwards as I got older. Like, I think when I stopped like getting into fights in school was probably junior high. Like, it was by the time I got to like 8th grade,
Wow.
entering high school is when I was like, "Ugh, I'm just like really tired of always being angry and like mad and like things like that. Like, why am I always just so angry with the world and things like that? Like, I'm just wasting my time. It's kind of like around when my eating disorder also started. So,
Mm, wow.
yeah.
So fitness was a huge attributor to changing a lot of that. And then you're also a believer,
Yeah.
right? So probably some something helped direct your paths there as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So, my mom became Christian, I think, when I was like about 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, she started going to church and like being part of like the church community, things like that, and like
Shout out to mom,
yeah.
cuz I've heard you say some pretty amazing like positive
Yeah, my mom
things.
is the best person I know. She's
Wow.
been through so much.
Right.
She raised all her 6 kids on her own. She is the best person I know. She's amazing.
Every time you like voice some of her words, I like want to write it down. Just sounds really wise.
My mother's so wise. She
That's
is the
awesome.
best. She is the best person I know. She is the most humble,
Hmm.
helping, amazing woman I know. Like, I always tell her, I hope I
Hmm.
can be as great as you. Like, if I'm a mom in the future, she's all like, you will. You'll be better than me. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Oh,
But she's amazing.
well, we always have work to do, and that's just a fact of life. So if we can grasp that, like I see a lot of what you attribute to in your mom in yourself. As long as we
Thank
can
you.
continue to, yeah, stay on that
Build.
course. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I don't know. Chris just popped up in my head. If you haven't checked out his episode, man, that's an inspirational man. But I saw him today, and he's just like, because he's starting to kick off his podcast, and he's like, James, I'm just trying to suck a little less. Like, is that what he? He's like,
Yeah.
one. If I could just do one thing and suck a little less each and every day, like, and I'm like, bro, yeah, that's what's up. I mean, you could think about it in a more positive light too. But anyway, I was like, yeah. But he was all smiles about it. It's not like his, you know, gloomy about it. So it was good.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Like, if I'm going through something, I'm not gonna let it's not anyone's fault, you know? I don't like to
Mm,
project like if I'm ever having a bad day, I don't want to project my bad energy on towards you or towards anyone else, especially my clients, because it's not fair to anyone that
right.
I'm like going through some stuff or I'm like struggling with some things like that. Like,
Right.
it's no one's fault, so why make your problems everyone else's problems? Like, deal with it, be grateful, ask God, like, like, help me with this, help me not to, give that bad energy to everyone else because it's
Mm,
not their fault, like, help me leave my problems at home,
mm-hmm.
bring in the energy that I always have at work, that I always have with my members, that I have with my friends, things like that. Because it's no one's fault. Sometimes it's not
Right.
even your own fault, things happen,
Yeah.
life happens. So that's why I try my best to always like stay with that positive attitude, make other people smile. And then sometimes I do feel better when they
Right.
when they go like, "Oh, you look so happy today," even if like deep down inside I'm like going through some stuff, and then like it makes me happy because I'm like, "Oh, like they actually like pay attention and notice me. Like, that's nice."
Mm,
So,
right. Yeah. Well, you definitely seem to be gifted, like in actually showing up for others. Like if you have issues, it doesn't show, right?
yeah.
When you're doing your thing, and we all got our battles. That's just
Yeah. That's
the
why cuz
truth of it.
everyone's going through stuff. Like, it's nicer to give like someone a compliment because you know what they're going through. Maybe you're going through some stuff, and maybe they're going through something 60 times worse than you, 100 times worse than you. You don't know other people's lives. Not everyone, tells you their whole life. So
Right.
it's nice to make others feel welcomed, feel loved, feel appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Even like being told, like, I hope you have an amazing day, like, just lights up people's faces. I've seen it, I've
Mm,
experienced it. I've always worked with people everywhere I've ever worked at. So
right.
honestly, it's nice to like make other people feel good, and like it makes you feel good, and it's just humbling. It's nice to be selfless.
Yeah. It is. It. Oh man, that's what I challenge myself with every day, even showing up on this, and just telling that man to get over himself, that you could have a positive impact today, and just trying to live in that selfless nature. Because I mean, we cover it a lot here, but we're all just visiting. What is the purpose? What is the why to
Hmm.
everything, right? And it just helps bring other light and clarity to everything. Um, what would you suppose, like in your own words, the importance of fitness and health? I mean, I imagine for you, you even noticed all sorts of changes as you've started educating yourself and going down those roads. Like the eating disorder just kind
Hmm.
of went away. Do you find your mental game stepping up,
Yes. Oh,
emotional and
yes.
spiritual, all everything?
Everything.
It's just one of the
Everything.
keys to.
It's what makes me happy.
Mm,
It's I'm working out. I just feel like everything goes away. I
mm-hmm,
feel like it de-stresses my mind. A lot of times you're so stressed and overwhelmed for things that you don't even have to be stressed about. Like a lot of times you just have to be like, God, I put it in your hands, like just like tell me what I should do. There's always going to be an answer. When I'm working out, it, it's I feel like I'm in my peace. I feel
mm.
like so much peace. It's what makes me happy. It When I hit like a PR on a certain movement, I'm like, oh, like I'm so
I think you
happy.
taught me PR recently. I was like, "What's that?"
And then
You're
I
like
was like,
personal record,
record.
duh. I
And
was like, I don't even keep track. That's cool.
no, anytime I do a PR, like I don't need like anyone to be like, oh, like you hit a PR. Like I know it was my PR, and when I'm done doing it, I'm like I'm in shock. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I finally did it. I've been working so hard to finally do that way, and it makes me happy. And it's like the same thing with my clients. Like when they've been trying so hard to like push a weight, and we've been trying to increase weight. Like for example, one of my clients, if you're watching this, Evan, I love you. You're one of my favorites. But when he finally hit a PR for his bench, I was so happy. I literally jumped up. Like I was there, like, helping him, spotting him, and I put it up and I jump up and I gave him a hug. I'm like, I'm so proud of you. You've
That's
been
awesome.
working like 4 weeks to pass this weight. I'm like,
Wow.
now we're going up. He was so like the light, like the way his eyes like lit up, like that's what makes me happy.
That's
That
what's up.
that's like the happiness
You
that
put
I want all
That's
the time.
awesome.
It makes me so happy.
Well,
And
what you learn from it, like the dedication, the hard work, the payoffs in that regard, you start taking. That's where like fitness, it helps, and nutrition get
nutrition.
everything else right, so you could apply these same concepts to other aspects to your life and lessons learned, and you just start climbing in all aspects.
Yes. And like you don't know everything. It's good to
Right.
get other people's opinions. It's
Yeah.
good to always keep studying. I always still read my anatomy book I got from school. I'll like
Awesome.
hit up my teachers from school as well, going like, hey, like I have this client who's like dealing with this. Like, what do you think I can do for them to help them reach the goal they want? Because
Right.
we're hitting at plateau right now. Like I've been with them for X amount of time, and like we were doing good, but they just told me that they have this problem, and et cetera, et cetera. So you can't always know everything. In
Right.
fitness, you're never going to know everything. No one
And
knows
you got
more
to
than
switch
anyone
it
else.
up. Our
Yes,
bodies are resilient and they adapt. They get
exactly.
accustomed to like what you're throwing at it, and it stops
Exactly.
growing, or it stops like it's
Hmm.
interesting.
It's
So
crazy.
to that point, it kind of bleeds into like uh, how do you value personal trainer? I think I had it written down even better here, where it's like how could everyone benefit essentially from a personal trainer, because you yourself even mentioned that you have a personal trainer
Yes,
because
I have a coach.
a coach.
I'm a
Okay.
coach and I have my own coach. Yes,
Wow.
I also hired a personal trainer because, like I stated, you want certain goals that you need to reach. With
Right.
my busy schedule, I do train, but I need someone to be there on me, to push me, to keep me disciplined. Like, I need people to understand that this is not just a hobby or like I'll do it when I feel like it,
Right.
yada yada. This is a lifestyle. This is your life. You get
Right.
one life in
Right.
this world, one
Come
life.
on.
You get one
Yeah.
body. You don't get two, you don't get three, you don't get four. One body. Why not take care and nourish the body, the one
Yes.
body that God gave you? Why? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why
Right.
would you want to go ruin it by eating fast food all the
Fast
time.
food.
They
I
want
can't believe
they
it.
want like a little satisfaction for a couple of minutes, and then they're back at like, oh, like I wish I wasn't like this and like that. Like, don't stop wishing.
Right.
Stop wishing. You could either keep wishing and wishing, or take a step and do something about it.
Right.
They always say, oh, like the first step is like admitting that you're this. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, I'm
Mm,
sorry, but no, it is not. Because when I had my eating disorder, I would admit to myself, okay, you have a problem, you need help, but I still wouldn't get it. I
mm,
still wouldn't get it. So I hate that saying personally. I know hate is a strong word. I'm sorry, but I very much dislike that saying of like admitting you have a problem is the first step. No, it's not. Because
mm.
everyone could admit they have a problem, but if they don't make a
Take
move and take
steps and
action,
action.
yeah, if they
Right.
don't take a step in, like into the water,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no first step. That is not a first step. You have to be open minded. You can't be square minded. You
Well,
can't live in your little box and your little thinking that it's all about you, and you, and like
right.
I'm gonna keep doing this because this is what makes me feel good. Like, expand, explore, take new risks, do
Right.
different things.
Well, so many people just don't even realize. They're like,
Mhm.
well, eating healthy and shopping at Sprouts and, yeah, yeah, I can see how you could spend more, but the reality of it is so they try sticking to these fast foods that aren't food, right? Like they're toxins. It's poisonous to the system, and so yeah, you get your meals down to X amount and you're viewing it like this win for your bank account, but futuristically speaking, it is indisputably causing issues within
Yes.
your body. If you could actually look into now the supplements you're going to need futuristically as your body's breaking down, or the medical conditions that you could develop off of this, because there's like carcinogen, I mean, the list goes on.
On, it's a huge list.
It's terrible. So you need to actually source real nutrition, fuel for your body, which
Yes.
used to be under the umbrella of food, but now the labels of food, the majority of it isn't. So, yeah, acknowledging is one of the first steps, but you're right. If it does nothing,
Does nothing. Zero.
acknowledging in and of itself, that
Mhm.
from there it takes educating oneself,
Yes.
seeing the value and the importance. And that's just where, like, hey, challenge to the listeners, take one additional little step, like cut out sodas for a month.
I don't even drink soda.
No,
I don't drink soda. It's been years since I drank soda. I've never even liked it. It
really.
like when I was younger, because I grew up like where other people of like my family would be like, your
Right.
daughter. They'll tell my mom, oh, your daughter doesn't drink soda just like you. That's so weird. Yada yada yada. Blah 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 blah. And then my mom would be like, well, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. And why does she even need it? It's full of sugar. How is that beneficial for her? It's
Right.
literally just sugar. It's
And things
straight.
even worse than sugar. But yeah,
It
sugar's pretty
yeah.
much what gets worse than sugar, you
like
know?
yeah, it's good to have sugar in your body, but you need a
Natural
full
sugars.
can. You need a full can of like straight like processed sugar for
It's
what? For what?
poison
Exactly. For what? Like, yeah, if you have a
for
soda.
your inflammation,
Oh my
to feed
gosh.
your cancers, to feed all this. Or, yeah,
It's ridiculous. It's
it's
people think they need it every. I know people who
to
drink soda
educate.
every day.
It's crazy.
Every day,
Yeah, I cut
and
out
it's
soda
and it's
100%. There's just the energy drink side of things where I've shifted to more healthy. I've started paying attention to the ingredient list, but
mhm.
ultimately, I should just be
Read the
sticking.
labels.
Yeah, I should just
Read
be
the
sticking.
label.
Yeah, if you don't understand what's on an ingredient, like you
Search it
shouldn't be
up.
having it,
Yeah.
or
You
until
know,
you search it up and do your due
yeah.
diligence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take some time, it takes like 10, 15 minutes to like research some products, research some ingredients to see what they have, what they can cause, etc., etc. If you don't even know, not even four ingredients in there, like the first four that show, people go like, I don't even know what any of that is. I'm like, then why are you taking it?
exactly.
There's so much things like when I was going into
Let
MPTI.
that question
Yes.
sink in too.
Yes.
Then why are you taking that? Why are you drinking that? Why are you eating that?
Why?
Why?
Yes,
Like
it's
let that
always a
sink in.
it's always a why, and they go like, oh well, it's whatever. Like everyone does it. What and that's
Mm-mm.
everyone's response. Well, everyone
It's,
does it. Well,
no,
everyone does it. So
no.
you have to do it then.
Look at
You
the
know.
most like there's so many really high functioning individuals and
Mhm.
they focus on these things and they've sat
Mhm.
on those questions and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna cut this out for a month. And what does that lead into? 2 months, 3 months? You know what, I'm never
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't need
want
it.
it. I don't want it. It's not even need anymore. Like they
Mm-mm.
genuinely don't want it because they now
Mhm.
see how they feel and how they can function, how they're sleeping,
Exactly.
their emotional, everything starts stabilizing out.
Exactly.
And wow. Yeah. So that's,
It's crazy. Like people don't understand that nutrition is
so
70
a
to
personal trainer
75%.
could help on the accountability, spread some knowledge, maybe even some sourcing, right?
Mhm.
For food, drinkables, protein.
Yeah,
I mean, even
nutrition is
nutrition.
so important in health and fitness. People think that I'm gonna work out 4 hours, but I'm gonna eat whatever I want. It does not
It
work that
takes an
way.
army to really stay up on all this too, because things are there's trusted companies today that probably might not be
Mhm.
trustworthy tomorrow, type of thing.
Exactly.
So it for everyone individually to stay up, it's tough, but
Mhm.
through a community, hopefully we could achieve that kind of hub here and source other
Mhm.
people such as yourself that are in the know.
Yeah. And
And
it's like don't like you don't always have to hire a personal trainer. Like it's nice to like ask other people who are trainers like, "Hey, like what do you think about this?" You know, it's good to have other people's opinions.
right.
Sometimes it won't even be an opinion. It'll be a fact. They'll throw this knowledge and they'll even have research regarding it. Like I love learning new things. Like I'm a trainer and like I'll ask my coach, "Hey, like someone told me that I should start taking like this because of XXX. I did my own research, but what do you think?" And like she'll give me her advice,
Mm,
etc., etc. You know, it's good to always ask other people who have been in the industry longer
right.
than you have
Right.
because it's always good. People I don't want people to like look at a trainer and be like, "Oh, they think they know everything," because honestly, we don't.
Mhm.
No one knows everything. We're learning every day.
Right.
We pick up something new every single
Right.
day. And that's the beauty of
But
being
you're
a trainer.
becoming effective in doing what you're
Mhm.
doing and seeing the improvement within individuals. What
Correct.
works? What sticks with people
What
from their
doesn't work?
dieting,
Mhm.
from their fitness regimes, their programs. I mean, wow. I could see the value even for me
Mhm.
now because
Everyone's body is different. That's
right.
why like some people go like, "Well, I'm following this YouTuber and they said that I should just eat this." But do you know how they live their life? Everyone lives their life differently. When I
Right.
create meal plans for clients, they're never the same.
Mm.
They're never ever the same. My little sister, when I created her meal plan and I created a meal plan for my mother,
Oh
she
wow.
was all like she was looking at it because she was on my MacBook and then she's like, "Oh, would you give my mom?" She's like, "Why'd you give her like so much different things than I have?" And I'm like, "Because my mom's life is different." I was like, "You have a different type of job. You have a
Wow.
different type of body type as well.
Right.
My mom has
Maybe
this
different
condition."
goals,
Yeah,
different
yeah. I
ages.
I told her she's this age. I was like, she needs more of this. She needs more of that. And I was like, and then she has like
Wow.
this going on with her medication, or she has that. Like everyone is
So you
completely
break it
different.
down for your clients
Yeah,
pretty simplistic.
yeah.
Simply?
Simplistic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I break
Yeah.
it down for
I
my clients.
like bust out the crayons, make it colorful and really simple.
Yes, like
Right.
I make it colorful, but I tell them this is for X of this. You told me that you don't do this. You told me that you feel weak, so I recommend you take these vitamins. I'm not telling you to take them if you don't want to take them, but as me, as a personal trainer, this is my career. Like, I recommend you take this, and this because of this, and this. X,
Right.
X, X. I break it down to
Well,
them,
so much of
tell
that
them,
as
yeah,
keep learning, looking into the everything from nutrition. So much
so important.
nutrition has even been taken out of our soils and things. So like even the natural organic like vegetables, things that nature aren't harboring as much of the nutrients in them that then they used to. And it's kind of by some grand evil design, but so supplementation meditation
as well.
can be very instrumental and very impactful, yeah, as
Correct.
well, and more so for certain individuals. It's Yeah, there was a gentleman on a Joe Rogan podcast that, holy smoke, I'm trying to grasp everything this man talked about,
Mhm.
because he talks about so much of these issues we're dealing with are deficiencies within the body.
Correct.
So to help hone in and identify what that is, and it's maybe through a lot of people uniquely trial and error, and with a journal in hand, essentially
Mhm.
paying attention to all these different aspects of their life and what is actually moving it in the right direction. It
Yeah.
seems like a lot, but it's just one little extra step at a time. And
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to resetting. I'm more so going to even try something extreme and do like a carnivore diet, just to
That's
see how
awesome.
my body's going to react.
Exactly.
I got more inventory to kind of get to ensure I could do a solid month, 2 month
Yeah, you can.
push.
Yes, you can. You can.
I just love the idea of an elimination diet and see how my body reacts. Maybe my skin will clear up. Maybe, yeah, energy and things like that will change for the
Exactly.
better.
No, I mean, I'm telling you, like, once I made the meal plan for my sister, she's been on it already with me for 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, she told me, and I got her to eat more. She'd skip breakfast, sometimes skip lunch,
Oh wow.
only eat once a day, and then like it obviously it wasn't something healthy.
It's not enough.
Yeah,
And oh wow.
and it'd be something unhealthy, and then she'd see me cooking, and she'd always ask me, "You eat like 6 times a day? How come you're not this and that? Like it's because you work out, huh?" I'm like, "No, it's because what I'm putting in my body is to
Right.
nourish my body,
Right.
because I want to build muscle." To increase my bone density,
Right.
because look at the type of athlete that I am. Look at what I do. Like my
Mhm.
life is so busy. Like I need to eat breakfast. I
Mhm.
always need to eat breakfast. I need to have a snack. I need to have my lunch, then my second snack, then my dinner, then my third snack, whatever it is that's on my meal plan. And she would never eat, and she's all like, "I'm tired of just like being like this, and like I'll go to the gym a couple of days, yada
Right.
yada yada." I created a program for her and her meal plan, everything. And just 2 days ago, when I dropped her off at the gym and then I went to go pick her up after I was getting back home from work, she tells me, because she was like TMI, she was on her monthly or whatever, and like
Mhm.
you know how it is. Any girl who's watching this, you know how it is. You feel like shit, you feel bloated, etc., etc., etc. And she'd always tell me, like when I was on my monthly, she's like, "You don't even look bloated. You don't even look this." I'm like, "I feel bloated, but yeah, you're right. I don't look bloated. It's because of the way I eat." Like people need to understand that
Mm.
your nutrition, what you put in your body, is so important in
Right.
health and fitness. It's not just working out. It's not just that.
Right.
Nutrition is 70 to 75%
Right.
of your health and fitness goals. The way your mind works, all the brain fog you have, like are you eating enough?
Mm.
What are you eating? And
Mhm.
is it healthy for you? Are you reading the like
Right.
I stated, trial and error? Like what have you researched, like what you need to do? Like have you asked other people for help? Things like
Right.
that, like other professionals that do
I'm
know about
excited. I'm
nutrition.
excited to up my game. We'll see if I could afford you here in the future. That'd be cool to just to yeah to up it from all different aspects would be really cool. So your clientele, you got people from like coming in just wanting weight loss. You got some that want muscle build.
Yeah,
Are
I want to
you
gain
dealing with
weight.
anyone that is actually looking to do competitions and things along those lines? Or
No, not yet. I have
okay,
one client who I'm training her for powerlifting
oh
actually.
that's cool,
Yeah, so she's gonna be in a competition, and that's what I'm training her for.
cool.
When she first came to me, she's twice my size, and when she first came to me, she told me, "Oh, like my deadlift PR is 195," and I'm like, "There's no way that your PR is 190. Like that's my PR. Like look at me, I'm your." I only weigh at that time because I was still gaining weight. I was like, and I weigh 109. I was like, there's no way. She's like, really? She's like, let me see. And I showed her. She's like, your form is so different. And like, I worked on her form technique because she has been going to the gym for 4+ years. It's not like she was a
Mm,
newbie when she came to me. Like, I showed her. When she first did it with me, she wasn't my client yet. She came to me because she said, "Oh, like I've seen you with other clients,
mm-hmm,
etc., etc." You know, she's like, "I want to see like what you're about." I'm like, "Well, do a free session with me." I'm like, and then
mm,
you'll see if you like me or not. and she loved the first free session that she had with me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, my back didn't hurt." And I was
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, your back should never hurt." I was like,
Wow.
it
Just
should,
subtle little
yeah,
posture
yeah, correcting
tips.
form. Yes,
Wow.
correcting her form, like knowing when to breathe, like when to
Oh
inhale
wow.
and exhale, etc. Sometimes people don't even
Bunch of
know.
things. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't even think about.
yeah, people don't
Yeah,
think about like
wow.
when I tell them, okay, so stop holding your breath. They're like, I'm holding in my breath. I'm like, you're like, and
Right.
they laugh. They're like, you're right. And I'm like, so inhale and then exhale. And when I
Oh
tell them
man.
when to inhale and exhale, they're like, yeah, I don't feel like I'm dying anymore. I'm like, there you go. I was
Wow.
like, because your body's responding and knows what to do because of the movements you're doing. Because remember, exercise is just stress on the body.
Right.
It's just stress on the body. And that's what she liked about me. And now she finally hit her PR currently of 295.
Oh wow.
Fixing five.
295.
She is a beast. She
Wow.
is a beast. She is a beast. And
That's a
we're
big. And how long you been working with her?
4 months.
That's a that's
Big
a
jump.
big jump.
And she was able to do 295 for four. I was so happy too. I cheered. I was like, I hugged her. I'm like, I'm so proud of you. Like, you have been working so hard. Because she was all like, it's all thanks to you. I'm like, no, it's thanks to you. Like, I'm just here educating you, taking you a
Well,
little
that kind
step
of climb that
further.
fast, a lot of people could have put themselves out of their out of the game entirely by
Hmm.
injury or something.
Yeah, no, it's because
Wow.
the thing is that sometimes she would overtrain and it
Mm-hmm.
would fatigue her. And I told her, look, I was like, you're not going to be able to work out 6 days a week in a row so much. I was like, your body needs to rest because we're
Right.
doing heavy lifting. I was like, your body needs way more recovery. I was like, look at the way we're training. I was like, you can't come in 6, 7 days a week.
Mm.
I was like, let's start with a 3 day split. Then I'll increase it to four, and then you can do one active rest day where you can go on a hike or
Mm-hmm.
just come in and do cardio, do some functional training, just to keep your heart healthy, make your heart stronger because you always need more endurance, more stamina, etc. all the time.
Right.
That's what's going to help you, especially with weight training and especially if you're doing like athletic work. Like powerlifting is not easy. It is not easy. It tires you out and you have to be so like, how can I explain it? What's the word I'm looking for? Not just careful, but you have to be so specific on like how you recover, what supplements you're taking, how you're
Mm.
eating, like are your muscles recovering on time, etc. You can't just like, oh, I'm gonna do three legs.
Powerlifting's got to be the
It's
most
crazy.
dangerous
Yeah.
in the gym type of
Yes.
lifting
Yes.
because you're really straining the body. You're pushing it.
Exactly. And like she feels great. She goes for like 2 sets with that. And I'm
Mm.
like, how are you feeling? And like my most important question that I always ask my clients after we've done a set, I'm like, how are you feeling? Are you
That's
feeling
a good
good?
question.
Are you feeling
Yeah.
really
Right.
tired? And then they go like, no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, good. I'm like, so we're increasing the weight, 5 more pounds. They go like, I go like, what do you think? They're all like, I'm scared, but okay. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it then. Because it's nice. That's why they hired me to push them past their limits. You're always so much stronger than what you think. So much stronger.
Mm. I
Even
like
me,
that.
even me when I'm like, I don't know if I can go up. And then I got like my gym bros there and they're like, yeah, bro, 5 more pounds never hurt. I'm like, you right. 5 more pounds never hurt.
Right.
5 more pounds. And then I do it I like shock myself. I'm just like, oh my gosh, why was I so scared? You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
like the mind is so powerful. Your mind is so powerful. You don't even realize it. You don't even realize it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Um. Wow. So you've been educated quite a bit through the schooling and stuff, even with injuries. So
Hmm.
you've helped people recover from injuries or
Correct.
yeah. Well, that's important. Help people get the inflammation out of their bodies.
Yes, I've had a client who like has even like had both of their hips replaced, their
Oh my
one hip
gosh.
replaced. Yeah, and like when I first saw them and they were getting up, they were grabbing onto everything, and I was like, I was like, what's wrong? And
Mm.
they're all like, oh, well, remember, like, no, they didn't even tell me. They're like, oh, it's because I have my hips replaced. I'm like, but I asked you if you had any surgeries. They're all like, oh, but it was so long ago. It was like 3 years ago. I'm like, no, I need to know
Right.
every surgery you've ever had.
Hmm.
And then he's like, oh well, yeah, I got both of my hips replaced. I'm like, both? And I was like, okay, I'm going to help you get up on your own without grabbing into everything. So we're gonna start like a child, get on all fours. He's like, but I can't do it. I'm like, yes you can. I was like, I
Hmm.
promise you can.
There's safe
And like,
maneuvers.
yeah, safety maneuvers that you can do. And when he was finally able to get up like on his own without grabbing onto everything, he's like, oh my gosh, I like the other day I was on the ground and I didn't grab onto the couch to get up. Like I was so happy and I
Oh
was
wow.
so happy. And things like that make me so happy because
Yeah.
they're doing their homework. They trust me. They're doing everything I asked them to do because they're seeing results from it. Do you
Right.
know what I mean? I've even had clients who like
That's
have
so
torn
cool.
their ACL and
Oh
they like
wow.
walk with the limp. Yeah, and they walk with the limp and I go like, "What's wrong?" They're like, "Oh, well like I tore my ACL." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What? Why didn't you tell me?" "Oh, it happened like 10 years ago." I'm like, "It does not matter if it happened 50 years ago." I was like, "I need to know everything."
Mm.
Everything and anything, any surgery, any injury, it does not matter if
Hmm.
it happened 20 plus years ago. And if it's still affecting you, we need to do something to help you get better
Right.
because that is a problem. You can't. And now when she started walking straight, she's like, I'm walking so much straighter. And I'm like, because we're strengthening it. You were so scared to like put pressure on it because
Right.
your doctor told you, oh, like, just walk light on it. But he didn't tell you, oh, start exercising, start doing this, start doing that. They send them to physical therapy for 3 months or 2 months. And, oh,
Listeners,
well, we're
can you
done.
hear?
Or
Can
we're
you
done.
hear Berania's voice here? Like how much she cares. She cares. You're
I
really good
do.
at what you do. That's
I
for certain.
I really care about my clients. Like I I just want them to be better for themselves, not for
Right.
me. This isn't a The thing about it is that like you can never do something to make your trainer proud. Make yourself proud. Make yourself happy. Like don't you want to have that self-love, like that confidence? And it's not the same as like being stuck up or being this, and no, it's like
Right.
just knowing that like your body can do this. It can do amazing things. And I'm so proud of my body being able to do this, even though I'm this age, or
Right.
even though I've been through this, or I've had this accident, etc.,
Well,
etc.
I love that about you because there is a huge selfless side to you and why it is you do what you do. And that's where, man, I'd love to support you in broadening your horizons because what you're tapping into is helping improve other lives. You improve those lives, it's improving our communities, our nation, our world, our future, everything. And it all starts internally,
Yes,
individually, right?
I
And you're
agree.
assisting people in that. So, whatever we could do to even help you, maximum impact. So, with that being said, like, sky's the limit, futuristically speaking, like 5 years, 10 years, or futuristically, what are you really striving for? Best case scenario in life?
Career wise, correct?
Career wise, yes. Like
My
just in,
bad.
well, just where you ideally envision yourself in this life, and that is yeah, career, everything, yeah.
Well, I want to own a gym. I really want to own a gym, and a gym for everyone, just like not just like any like box gym.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a kind of gym where you will get educated if you want the education. You don't have to feel forced. Like I I just imagine my gym. I already even have a name for it
Do
too.
you?
Yeah, I do have a name for it.
Can you say? Or
No.
then you can keep it to yourself.
I'll keep it to
We
myself.
need to get that
Next
locked. We
podcast.
need to get it locked down. Maybe uh,
Patent pending.
patent. Well, what do you do? Trademarked. I think you trademark a name.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get the legalities figured
Yeah.
out.
Patent pending. Patent
Okay, there
pending.
we go.
Patent pending. But I really want to own a gym. I just love helping people.
Okay.
I've always had all my friends even tell me that I have like this motherly side of me that I always just want to like take care of everyone, help everyone, make sure everyone's okay. And I just want when people step into my gym to know that we care. We're not just there to, get money out of their pockets. We actually care.
Well, you were
We
saying you have an envision for it on the affordable side of things
yes,
too,
yes,
because there is, I feel like, a middle ground. I don't know what's going on. You got the almost box store gyms, right? Like these big commercial, they commercialize so fast, but and you can see, but you lose so much of like the personal interactions. And then you got, like, say your CrossFits, and they charge a freaking arm and a leg.
mhm,
And and there's all sort all sorts of that. So to land in the middle, or land somewhere
yes,
where it's still really engaged, personalized, to where it's just not like you do have the freedom of, like, my perfect gym I vision is you still have the freedom of just like, hey, head down, you're showing up, you're getting in and you're getting out, right?
yeah,
But ideally, like, there is an awkwardness to when you do that day after day after day, and you look to your left and you look to your right, and then, like, there's people you see pretty much every day and you just don't even know their name. So there's a part of that where it's just like something doesn't feel morally right here.
yes,
Like, so kind of locking down that gym family in a sense
yes.
where people are supporting each other and
Interacting, being
yeah.
friendly, helping each other because they want to, not to feel like they have to, like
Mhm.
I always tell even people like at the gym, they go like, "Hey, I know you're a trainer. I just want to know if you had time because I had a question about this machine or I had a question about this work." I go like, "Yeah." And then I always tell them, they go like, "Yeah, sorry for bothering you." I'm like, "You never bother me." I'm like, even though I'm off the clock, like I don't care that I'm
Mhm.
not on the clock. I don't care that I'm not like, having a client right now. I don't care about that. If you have a question, come up to me.
Mhm.
Come up to me. Ask me. If I don't have the answer, I'll get the answer for you.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll always try my best to help people out.
Mm.
And that's what I want in my gym, to have all my employees like be able to help a person out when they need it with any question they have, any help they have, anything, because that's the best thing you could do in this life is help people,
Mm.
because you'll always get help back.
Right.
And it's just that selflessness that people need to have. Like if you don't want to be, then you're not forced, do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? But if you find it in your heart like to help people, then do it. If you can, you should do it.
Mm.
And it's not about like you feeling this or you feeling that, because that's not selflessness. That's you just saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna feel good." No, you doing it because you want to, because you care about people, because you like
Right.
seeing other people happy, because you
Mhm.
like seeing other people feel some type of way because you help them. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Do you offer a free session for anyone
Yeah.
potentially interested in
Yes.
hiring you or
Yes.
getting on one of your programs?
Yes, I always hire a one free set. I always like offer a
Offer.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
I always offer a one free session, and as well like a consultation call, just so I can like,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So before we do the
So if
free
someone's just
session.
even curious and they have
Yeah.
questions that they can't put into my brain and ask you here right now,
Yeah.
they could reach out. So what
Yeah.
what method can someone get in touch with you? Like, you have social medias,
Yeah, so on Instagram, I have,
Instagram.
yeah, so one of
Okay.
my clients has posted me 4 times already because of her goals, because I've helped her reach her goals, and I told her we're just gonna keep growing. Like her goal was always to gain weight,
Yeah.
especially on her lower body. She was always like thinner. She as well also, suffered from an eating disorder and things like that. And like,
Uh,
and once when she told me, I was like, I understand you perfectly. And when I showed her my before and after,
mm,
she's like, that's crazy. And I'm like, I know you can do it. I was like, if no other trainer helped you, I will help you. I'll help you with your eating. I was like,
mhm.
that's the most important thing. I was like, I cannot have you training, weight training this hard, this heavy, this intense
Mhm.
if you're only eating once a day. I was like, if you ever come to me and you said, "Oh, I haven't ate," I'm like, we're stopping the training. We're stopping the training.
Yeah. It's
We're stopping the
interesting. I
training.
mean, just that action. It boils down to that action. I didn't initially take the dieting side of things that extreme. I still would have occasional, like, this is years back
Hmm.
before I realized like how poisonous, like, fast food and things that nature are. And it's just like, dude, it's not even a thing for me. Like, oh, cheat day or something. It's like, that's, why would I, why would I intentionally, at the point I know better, ever poison myself? Like, ever. It's not even a, it's not even a question. It's just like, I don't even view certain things as food anymore. So it's like, when I'm hungry, I
I
don't go
don't
to that.
I don't even like that word cheat day. I like to think of it as like one intuitive day. Like you don't have to binge and like stuff your
Right.
face with things. It's like if you want to have a cookie, have your cookie. Obviously don't have 12 cookies. Like you do know what I mean? It's like the thing about society these days and social media is that they'll be like, yeah, diet all week for 6 days, and then like it's literally just a binge. It's
Wow.
just trust me, I had an eating disorder. I was bulimic. That is a binge.
Right.
That is a binge. I like to tell my clients your intuitive eating day is like balance out. Like if you still want to have your protein, like your eggs and your chicken, have it. If you want to have like a cookie, go ahead, have it. If you want to have a muffin, have it. One cupcake, have it. I don't want you to be scared to have something sweet. If you want to have like a little bag of chips, have it. But what I want to teach them is do not binge. Don't like
Hmm.
think that like this stuff is never going away. You're gonna be able to eat whatever you didn't eat today next week. It's okay. It's balancing your nutrition. Like I always when I make my meal plans, I always ask them what foods do you like and what foods don't you like because
Hmm.
I'm not going to give you foods that you don't like eating.
Hmm.
Me personally, my little sister, she hates most vegetables, so I give her vegetables she likes to eat.
Hmm.
And I tell her season it with this. These are delicious seasonings that are not high in sodium, that are not high in
Hmm.
this, etc., etc. She goes like, "Okay." And she loves it. She goes like, "My food is really good." People say
Hmm.
that it looks basic or something like that, but she enjoys eating it. And my younger sister is the pickiest eater I know. Like she's one of
Hmm.
the pickiest eaters I know, and she loves what she eats.
She's just challenging you. That's all.
Yeah. No, she's always been the pickiest eater I've ever met. Like she'll be like, I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like, and I go like, you only like eating shit, bro. Like,
Oh,
like, and then she laughs. No, but
yeah.
like, I love her. She's my
That's
best
awesome.
friend. Yeah, like I love her. She's my
So
best friend. But
Instagram.
yes,
Instagram's the best way. Okay.
yes.
To get in touch with you. What's your Instagram?
Oh, bird gains,
Bird
gains.
Gains.
Yes.
If you just search that, I'm still trying to get more used to like Instagram. I mean, we got to promote this podcast somehow. I
It
can't wait for the day we need to uh I almost said
podcast part two.
nerd. Well, I need a social media guru, like to have someone run that because I'm a dinosaur. That's another conversation me and Chris had today. Is
You're
like,
a dinosaur? What?
yeah, we don't know how to operate these things. Like all this was quite the adventure for me. Let's just say that there's a lot of frustration happening in here getting all this sorted out. But it's just like trying to have that positive mindset. Hey, we figured one little thing out today. Well, okay, that's all you can handle. Great, just keep a positive attitude.
Yes,
And it
I
was
100%
challenging.
agree.
Technology, I tell you, it's only good when it works.
Technology is difficult for me, and I'm like in that one like group like
Right.
generation of like everything. There's times where something will happen with my phone, and I go to my younger sister. I'm like, "What's going on with my phone, dude? Like it's not working," and she
Mm.
fixes it for me. I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Wow.
And I feel like an old person because sometimes I don't even know what's going on.
Well, listeners, you got to understand. There's no affiliation, nothing like we don't have anything structured. But if like take what an amazing offer that you take consultation calls and you'll even schedule out a free training
One
session.
hour.
Oh, 1 hour. Wow.
If you need a little more than an hour, that's fine. If you need like an hour and 15, because I know anytime I've ever met like a client for the first time, they'll spend
Right.
the first 15 minutes like telling me, because I tell them, well, I want to know a little about you. So it'll always end up being like an hour and 15, sometimes an hour and a half, which
Okay.
is fine because I offer the free 1 hour, but I know that, I want to get to know you a little more. Like our consultation
Mhm.
call as well usually lasts like 20 minutes because I want to know their goals. That way I know to make that workout there that they want,
Mhm.
based on what they want and what their goals are. Because I want to help you. Whatever
Right.
goals you have, it's about you. It's never about me. It's never about anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you, what you want to do, how you feel, how is your life, like what are your stress levels. Stress is so important for me to know because if
Right.
you're very
Right.
stressed, a lot of times you don't get enough sleep, and sleep is so important,
Right. It is.
especially as recovery. Are you
Yep.
resting enough? Are you eating enough? How many times do you eat a day? What do you eat, etc.? Any allergies that you have? It's so important. Stress is so important.
Right. Well, folks listening, I don't know what you're waiting for. I'd give Berania here a phone call and go from there, right? Talk shop or reach out to her on that Instagram and go ahead and mention that you heard this episode through UNMUZZLED chat, and that way she can kind of grasp as to what potential traffic or lack thereof that comes of this,
Yeah.
right? And we just would like to know, but let's all support each other because
Yes.
my gosh, like to even up, I mean, to even think about it, like to even bring someone like you on, and no matter where you're at with fitness, whether you're still a couch potato, whether you're, you just never even felt comfortable in those settings, I imagine you have some workarounds with all that. But also, even if you're about to do a show and you just want more opinions on food and nutrition or different workouts, raise your bar that much more. It doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum. Like I do feel like I need to tap into this as well, just because to make even a month, 2 month, 3 month kind of investment with a trainer could bring totally different yield 6 months, a year out, and be entirely worth it. So let's just take those additional steps. But we could create kind of that community here where it would just be awesome to support you and see you get that gym, futuristically speaking, to
Thank
where you're
you.
having more of that impact on people and a whole community sense.
Yeah, I
So
want no intimidation. Like, I
right.
know gyms are scary for a lot of people. I've had clients who they tell
Yeah.
me I don't want to go all the way over there, and I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, no, no, there's a lot of people over there, like where the like more free weights and the cable machines. I go
Mm.
like, okay, well, we won't go over there,
Mm.
and I'll slowly progress. Like, I'll keep them like more on the turf area, more secluded where there's less people. Then I'll
Right.
slowly take them in the middle of the gym, like where there's more machines, then
I've
slow.
felt that
Yeah,
before.
and
Right.
yes, and like then I finally have them on the freeways, and then I tell them, so do you think you're ready to like go closer to the benches? They're all like, yeah, I think so. And like once they're there, they feel comfortable. It's like making people feel comfortable in the
Wow.
gym.
For people to even hear this, that are gym goers and whatnot, to even be more welcoming,
Yes.
welcoming to people and throwing smiles people's ways or
Yeah.
high fives or knuckles or something.
I always smile at random people. I don't
Yeah.
even know them. I don't even know them. Like they'll look at me and I'll smile and then they smile back. Cause I know like they're probably not staring at me, but they just like look and then like they look in my direction for a couple of seconds and I'm like just smile at them.
We could probably spin off a whole nother episode of gym etiquette.
Huh.
Weights and good stairs, bad stairs, all sorts of stuff, right?
Huh. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would take us like another hour.
Yep. Yeah, we're actually 58 minutes
Oh my
in.
gosh.
Yeah. What do you have any other burning desires, things you feel that would be important to touch on or share?
We'll save that for part two.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely add some links into uh, the comment section so people check that out. Please support this woman and what she's doing. We need her. We need that gym yesterday, right? We need that out there. And you're a young individual. Like I only see amazing things for your future. Just
Thank you.
keep it up. Keep helping people. I really hope that something like this will bring you more clients, more excitement to
Yes.
take additional steps and making your dreams and goals and things like that bring into fruition, right? Let's go.
Ooh. subscribe, like and subscribe, please.
Yeah, let's do that.
Support this man, please.
Oh, we're trying to make a difference. I hope people could get on board with that. But bless you all. Thank you so much for listening. Have an awesome day. BERANIA, thank you.
Thank you for having me on. Really appreciate it.
All right. Till next time. Take care.